The fact is, every single observation of the sun, moon, and stars in the sky, ships going out to sea, sunrise and sunset on mountaintops, and more confirm that Earth is a globe. Round Earth proponents don't need a final experiment. We've done all the experiments, and every time a flat Earth model is put to the test, it ends up failing. So Wolfgang Pauli has an appropriate comment, which translates to it is not only not right, it is not even wrong. And you can say that about flat Earth. Einstein said make everything as simple as possible, but not simple. There is a limit to simplification. This is the flat Earth model, and here it is. Oh, so yeah, let me go back. Can you see that mouse?
Yeah.
It's not. You don't see my cursor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't see it. I see somebody's laser. Okay. Oh, okay.
Who's doing that thing?
Bradford.
Got it.
God, he's in trouble
All right. So what we got here is there's the pizza of the flat Earth, and the sun is said to be 3,000 miles up. And in our summer, the sun cruises above the Tropic of Cancer, and then on the equinoxes, it settles down to above the equator, and on the our winter solstice, the southern summer solstice, the sun goes above the Tropic of Capricorn, and then it just cycles back and forth through the year. That is as far as we can tell, the flat Earth model. There's a picture of Mount Rainier, and obviously those shadows are being cast from something that is below Mount Rainier onto the clouds above. So Mount Rainier Mount Rainier certainly isn't 3,000 miles tall. The sun can't be 3,000 miles up. So what is the final experiment? Who's heard of it? A fair smattering. It was run by Pastor Will Duffy. It ended in 2024, and he invited 24 flat earthers and 24 Globers. He invited that many to apply. 4 actually ended up going, 4 Globers and 4 flat earthers, to see the 24-hour sun in Antarctica. That's Will Duffy. That's the team beneath Mount Rossman in Antarctica. So there was quite a whole year of podcasts and videos leading up to it. Will Duffy had this background that he used quite a bit. And here is the problem. Here's why they did the final experiment. Here's the pizza. They were down here pretty much on the end of Antarctica that's close to South America. And this is called Union Glacier Camp. And so if the sun and at this time the sun would be over the Tropic of Capricorn, and so if the sun's going here, they're from Antarctica, the sun would only be going in a limited range, 84 degrees. The sun would not be going all the way behind you, just couldn't do it. So, and that's the basic binary test. If the sun from Union Glacier Camp and the Antarctic summer, if it's just going back and forth 84 degrees, then the flat Earth model works. But if the sun goes all the way around you, behind you, then we got the globe model. So that was the basic setup. They did live streams, time lapses. They also did 15 additional interesting experiments to test both models, and they debunked the conspiracy theories in real time. So I've got a couple videos. When they got to Antarctica, Will Duffy fired up his laptop, and his laptop had a green screen chroma key running. So this guy had a green patch on his coat, and then through the green screen took that over, and you could see Will Duffy's background. So the flat earthers jumped on that and said, green screen. The whole thing.
Right?
So, and then the team had a brilliant response. So we'll see the time lapse first. Pretty incredible, and they had more than 24 hours 3D time lapses. They really did a great job to document it. And there's documentation of the flight there and back. And then in this, the supercut, they were down there and still had the internet. And they heard the arguments about the green screen. So they did 5 different videos at once to prove, no, this is not a green screen. So we'll take the time lapse first. So this is speeded up, of course. But it's going all the way around. It's not just going back and forth. So that should have settled it. Of course, not the way things work. Supercut.
Thank you so much. You can get back to filming.
So we've got, we're gonna have five different videos here. We're gonna have Will Duffy from his laptop, somebody else filming him. MC Toon walks a distance away from them, and he's filming, and then the drone itself is filming. So you're looking at 5 different videos at the same time.
Like, how it works is you have things like, this is the water bottle I'll be using out here that are green in color, and you have that chrome key turn on, it removes that. Here is a can of some Chilean Pringles called Crispos. You'll notice here the red and the green color, so no green screen. But what I'm most excited about is I am going to utilize my drone. Okay, hopefully you can hear me with the drone, but I'm also going to record one of the drone videos
on the drone
and
publish it later.
And I'm going to go backwards.
The middle is the drone.
So obviously, if it was a green screen, this drone would not be able to fly backwards. Or MC Tunes is also live streaming. And he's also filming the drone. Alright, now I'm going to come right back to us. Alright.
Oh, Ross in the background and flies by. Amazing. So cool.
And then back again. So, here we go. Now,
There it is, he landed it. Awesome.
and right back. So,
Alrighty. So a pretty good little demo there. Okay. Okay. So flat earthers, they weren't really convinced. But I'm going to show you what Eric Dubé, one of the top flat earthers, said before the experiment, and then what he's saying after the final experiment.
The establishment claims the midnight sun is experienced in Antarctica, but they conveniently do not have any uncut videos showing this, nor do they allow independent explorers to travel to Antarctica during the winter solstice to verify or refute these claims. Conversely, there are dozens of uncut videos publicly available showing the Arctic midnight sun, and it has been verified beyond any shadow of doubt.
Okay, that was before, and now here's after.
As footage continues releasing, and astute internet sleuths continue analyzing anomalies and inconsistencies, it's becoming increasingly clear that the so-called final experiment's 24-hour Antarctic sun was just another faked event recorded on a film set. Unbeknownst to most, for the past few years, portable, panoramic, 360-degree LED studio setups now exist and are being used for Hollywood productions like The Mandalorian and many others. Keeping all this in mind, let's review some footage from the final experiment. Now, pay attention to the changes in length and direction of McToon's shadow as he paces around the basement. In the space of walking only a matter of feet, his shadow somehow completely changes direction and triples in length. Watch as his shadow stretches, contracts, and sharply changes angles within the space of just a few paces. This is not at all normal behavior of shadows being cast by sunlight, or of a man walking only a few steps. The following is a simple demonstration of how light and shadows work depending on the distance of the light source. In reality, the sun is much farther away in scale than this demonstration allows for as well. So even the amount of change seen here is being generated. A man walking such a short distance outside should never have a shadow that changes direction 90 degrees and triples in length.
Wow.
I'm convinced.
There we go. So, so I made a video of shadows back when we had a little bit of snow in Socorro, and here it is. So you'll see it triple in length, changed by 90 degrees. It's not even a moving target, it's a static target, but the shadow it's going
Oh
up.
God.
Holy cow.
Fake.
Bring that shadow.
So,
Say aye.
so my hypothesis is flat earthers don't go outside. They're in their mother's basement. They've never been outside. Okay. And, oh boy. So, I'm just going to show one of these videos in the interest of time, but it's about the stars not being distant suns, balls of gas. Who knows that? Who's proved that? Here we go. Stars.
Science has taught us that stars are
Oh,
distant
I
suns,
figured it out.
planets are distant worlds. Let's zoom in on the planet Mars and see what it really looks like. Is it really a distant ball reflecting sunlight? Is this really a distant ball reflecting sunlight? They told us this was nearly 1 billion miles away, and the ring was rocks and dust. Is this really reflecting sunlight?
You got the moons. Come on. What are those moons going around?
Stars we were told are distant suns. Is this what they look like to you?
I like
Notice
it
that each of the
sped up.
stars have their own individual shapes, colors, and personalities.
Personalities.
This sort of ties in with New Agey techniques, the stars with spirits.
That music is great.
They lied to us, guys. Time to wake up.
And notice the ad at the end. It's an ad for the Flat Earth Clock app from Dave. Dave Weiss. FlatEarthDave.com. Okay, so they're all tied in. The star deniers are kind of linked with the flat earthers. So at the end of that clip, this was the app. This was the app that was being referred to by Flat Earth Dave, and it's a security leak. Anybody can go in there and get the addresses and private information of any other user of the app. This isn't working that well. Try this one. All right, we'll try this one. So that's one big security flaw. Is it's an open source disaster, and then the other flaw is that they provide sunrise and sunset, and if you dig into the source code, which you can get because the app has no security, you can find variables for the radius of the Earth. Why would you need the radius of the Earth unless you were using the heliocentric model to figure out time of day? So that's pretty funny. Here's a typical attack on astronomy. The Earth makes a full rotation 24 hours, therefore it will face the same direction at 12 noon, no matter where it is in its revolution around the sun. And after 6 months, day would be night and night would be day, but we do not observe this. Therefore, it is impossible for the Earth to revolve around the sun. And they've really confused two different kinds of day. Sidereal time is with respect to the stars, and so a 24-hour sidereal time rotation will keep you at the same point looking at the stars, but that's not the same as solar time because the Earth is in orbit. You have to, it's a 4-minute difference. So, and over, so it's, the solar day is 4 minutes different from a sidereal day. And after 6 months, it would all work out. The 4 minutes over 6 months, 180 days, works out to be 12 hours. So no problem there. Here's another, if you don't understand that we would see 100% different stars here than here, winter versus summer, then I'm not sure I can help you. Well, we do see different stars. Orion is more of a winter constellation, and but the stars up toward the North Pole, like the Big Dipper, that you can see year-round. So these guys really need to go outside. Okay. So here is a fun little fact that on the equinox, the sun. If you make a big sundial, the shadow of that sundial will go from west to east in a straight line everywhere on Earth on March 21st or September 21st. And the summer solstice, that arc is bent. This is south going up, so it's bent toward the south. And on the winter solstice, it's bent toward the north. The flat Earth calculation for all three situations clearly doesn't agree with any of them. And so here's the problem. Here's the summer solstice when the sun's supposedly going here. Here's us in New Mexico right there. So in the morning, the sun's going to be over here, and that shadow for a sundial will clearly be toward the south. But by the time the sun gets to full noon here in New Mexico, that shadow is going to be pointing north. And we don't see that behavior at all. It's pointing south the whole time. And in the winter solstice, the sun's out here in this wider path. It's the exact same thing. In the morning, the shadows should be to the south, and then at noon, from when the sun's here, the shadows should still be to the north, and they're not. So that's quite a problem. So I did the experiment. I made a really large sundial, this light pole. This is on the equinox, September 22nd, and over a period of several hours, it's making a true west to east line. So pretty cool, not many people realize that. Big old sundial there. And then you can, it's a little harder to envision why it should be straight on the globe model, but it's not difficult to see that it should be circular on the flat earth model, and it is not circular. So that's a simple test. Here is one I did last December, when the path should curve toward the north, and we're looking east here in the picture, and sure enough, the shadow of that light pole and the sunlight is arcing toward the south. So the arc of shadows is long, but it curves toward the south. Okay. Last time, a couple years ago, I talked about an experiment to measure the radius of the Earth using the Sandias. And let's see. So I won't bore you with the math. Basically, the Earth, right here at sunset on the ground in Albuquerque, and then some 5 minutes later, the Earth is rotated, and sunset will come to Sandia Crest, and you can figure out that angle from the time interval. And what did I do? Okay, math. So I actually took this up, had somebody at a Double Eagle 2 Airport. I don't think it was the best location. We needed something that was too far away from the Sandias. We need something like right underneath the foothills. There's the math from the crest, and damn it. Okay. So this estimate, we actually came out about 23% too small. Earth's radius only 3,000 miles, not 4,000 miles, because I think that spot was just too far away. But while we were there, I took a little video of the sun set from Sandia Crest looking east, and you can see that the shadow of Sandia Crest, it's a local shadow. It hits these posts and tubes and whatnot, and then as it extends to the east, it becomes nighttime. So here's that. So you can see the shadow on the buildings, and then across the valley, nighttime. That's kind of cool. You don't have to go to Antarctica.
Aw.
But it's fun. I like it. So here's an experiment with the moon. I took during a lunar eclipse, and I estimated the size of the circle, and by golly, it's about 4 times bigger, which corresponds to what we think is making that shadow, which is the Earth. Okay, so this is from an eclipse a little more than a year ago, and did a little time lapse. Now this eclipse, it was cloudy during the total part of the eclipse, so I really wanted that picture of just the red moon. Didn't get it, so I jacked up the exposure time and ISO settings to overexpose the moon, but now we can see that red, ruddy thing that you would see during the total eclipse. Pretty fun. And that's a picture from the moon, from one of the spacecraft we had on the moon. And basically this redness here is all the sunsets of that part of the world being refracted and lighting up the moon with that red light. That's kind of fun. So this recent eclipse, I got the whole thing. So there's the total eclipse there, and you can see the readiness. There it is somewhat later. Yeah, about an hour later. So here's the image I just showed you of an eclipse, and I wanted to compare that to just the regular phases of the moon, the half full moon, and you can see two key differences. One, you don't see shadows of craters. That sunlight is coming straight down perpendicular onto the moon. But for the half moon, the sun's coming from way over to the left, and you can see the shadows of the craters. So that's one big difference. The other difference, when I crank up the exposure, just like I did here, there's no light there. No light is getting there, so it's dark, even though that one, for the eclipse part, is lit up. If you catch the crescent moon, you can get this phenomenon called earth shine, where you can sort of make out the features of the moon, and that's a great thing. But we have a new example, courtesy Artemis. Oh, first though, let's look at the problems. So here's a flat Earth meme. If you can explain how the Earth's shadow causes this, then it'd be great. Well, that's not the Earth's shadow, that's the moon's shadow. Shadows take the shape of the obstructing object, assuming the Earth is a ball. How do you explain a half moon? Well, it's not an eclipse. That's how you explain it. So to explain the phases of the moon, just take a golf ball, hold it in the setting sun, and you will see that the moon is lit up just like the golf ball, even though they're 238,000 miles apart. Okay, so I showed you Earth shine. Artemis gave us a great example of moonshine. So this is a picture of the night side of Earth from Artemis 2. You can see the sun lit up just like the moon's lit up there, but they had the exposure set so they could see Earth in its beauty. So that's a really cosmic photo. Of course, Artemis is striking the flat earthers nuts. Flat Earth Dave had a blog where he just laughed at the Artemis launch and said, look, you can see the astronauts escaping in that cable car. It's all going on. So in conclusion, the only thing flat earthers have to fear is fear itself.